All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is finally time. I've been honestly kind of avoiding this. Not gonna lie, but there's new content in ESO, so I should cover it and provide my review at least. But I was never really a fan of the Thieves Guild in the first place. I'm not a fan of sneaking and hiding, and I don't know. Not in real life, not in the game world. Any game, whatever game it is, anything with lots of sneaking and hiding is not my thing. And then if you guys remember, if you guys will remember, when Zos came out with that trailer at the Xbox Game Showcase about a month ago, I guess it was now, showcasing the Thieves Guild, it did give an impression of what the content was going to be like, but it was not an impression I appreciated. So, in lieu of my usual general enthusiasm for the game, what you're probably going to experience today is my enthusiasm for, how do I say this? Providing an objective analysis of the merits of this new content. I was going to say ripping it a new one, but I thought that might be a little bit inappropriate. So decided to make it all college educated sounding. Good morning, Blank Knight. Good morning, everybody who is here already. I will be recording my review of the Thieves Guild questline on stream today. And then we'll be doing something a little bit different after that. You may notice in the thumbnail, I have a who's that Pokemon kind of situation going on. And for those who've been paying close attention to the channel, you probably already know what that's about. But for others, it may be a surprise. So we're going to be recording 2 videos during the stream today, actually. The second is going to be related to something a little bit different. Hey, Lupus. Yeah, before we get into it, I do want to cover a couple of issues. I'm very upset with all of you. I'm kidding. I am kind of upset with the game. Yesterday, there was a huge issue where basically the game just broke on PlayStation. And the fix that was given out was just uninstall and reinstall the game. And what I thought at the time was that's probably a bad idea. And somebody else commented on my post or a video or something saying, really now is not the time to tell people to uninstall the game. So true. So true. Because they're probably not going to reinstall it. People are upset right now. And, I've been much more on the side of things are probably fine, which I still am. But I do want to take a moment to respectfully address, why people feel this way. And I did cover that to some degree in my video I came out with yesterday, which is titled something like, what were these 213 people actually doing? And even as someone who really loves the Elder Scrolls Online, I mean, this is something I've said many times over at this point. I love this game. Assumedly, you love this game. That's why you're watching the stream. But who doesn't seem to love this game? Well, the people making the game. They don't seem to love it. They seem to be viewing it as a cash cow, a bandwagon to ride. They view it as a paycheck. And the most recent slew of content we've gotten with Season 1 really underlines that perspective. Where I've very much throughout the years respected the Elder Scrolls Online for being a game that really respects player time. They seem to respect the time you put in the game. They don't make things overly grindy. They're not just trying to trap us here. But in dynamic encounters, in favors, especially favors, that respect seems to have gone out the window. So my hope is this is a too many cooks situation where slimming it down, getting rid of some of the highest paid people, hopefully getting rid of the people who were stretching out 2 hours of work from home into an 8-hour workday. Hopefully we'll start to see the respect for player time come back with these changes. But I'm also getting the feeling, even though I haven't jumped into it yet, that we're going to be experiencing something similar with the Thieves Guild quest. Welcome, Cloud. Welcome, Nephalium. Welcome, Perk. Amusement Park Day. Nice, Nephalium. Yeah, we were planning to go. We have an amusement park out here in North Idaho called Silverwood. We were planning to go for Mother's Day and then Father's Day because on each of those days, the respective parent gets in free, but somehow we just haven't made it out. We had a very low-key summer, just lots of swimming, lots of chess playing. I haven't really gotten into that much myself, but the wife and the kids, man, they are obsessed with chess this summer. I just call them chess nerds and go about my day. But yeah, of course, because this is the most exciting thing going on right now, we're going to talk a little about the layoffs. I did want to bring up the whole PS5 debacle yesterday, where the answer from the studio when it came to what do, I can't log in, was uninstall the game. And then, of course, reinstall it afterward, ideally. But, no hotfix, nothing else. The patch we put out was broken. Uninstall and reinstall. So that rightfully pissed a lot of people off. I didn't think it was really worth covering in a video, though people were like, hey, why didn't you cover this? Why aren't you talking about it? I'm like, okay, well, I am now. I'm here now talking about it. I do want to say that I never had this issue. I was just able to log in. I didn't have to reinstall or do anything like that. But for the people who did reinstall, apparently what happened was all your add-ons disappeared when you logged back in, but then if you simply reloaded the UI, they all came back. So there you have it. I have Magi says the Thieves Guild questline isn't terrible. It's all right, but I wouldn't call it more. Well, I mean, as long as we're not, as long as it's not terrible, but it is cringe. I mean, it's 90% girl bosses. There's one black guy. There's a token old white boomer dude. And they're all just getting up to hijinks, and it's just silliness. Just silliness. Blank Night, we have a lot of these incidents lately. The door was locked and only one could open it initially. Right. Yeah, no, that's also kind of like... Forgot to mention. Thank you, Blank Night. I would not say I have been enthused about the Thieves Guild questline anyway, but then when I heard that it was broken, where for some reason only one person could get through the door at a time, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm just putting this in the back burner. We will do our best. When it actually works, we'll do our best to actually try this out, and hopefully it won't be too painful. Hey, Josie. Hey, Gramuza. Thank you, Tina. I wasn't sure about the hair. I decided to tell my barber, let's do an undercut now, because I'm going to grow it out on the top. And eventually, I used to have like Viking hair, and it was braided and everything. It was long. But then that just kind of got gross, not gonna lie. So I cut it all off. But yeah, I've got a lot. People call me Johnny Bravo. They said I had a lesbian haircut. Like, I get a lot of hate. But I consider that simply to be the forge of life in which the metal is tempered. But I do appreciate the love counterbalancing the hate. You were helping people in Eye of Magi when the door issue happened. Blank Knight, you went in the next day when no one was at the door anymore? Yeah, I mean, well, if we're looking around, there's nobody here. Like, I'm wondering if there are login issues or what's going on, because I also went over to Oridon and Somerset to kind of check the population. And it's pretty light. Like, there's really not a lot of people on right now. Simon, you're saying you liked it? You wish you used the right sets? Yeah, this character is like the sneakiest one I have. I at least have my legerdemain maxed. I have, some points in Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, so hopefully that should help. Hey, Jeff. There's a hailstorm. Man, where are you at? Hailstorm in the middle of July. I mean, I guess it happens. Thanks, I have Magi. Kextra large. ESO feels like it has no soul at the moment. I would like to disagree with you. I would like to say, nah, you're just a hater. Shut up. But I honestly can't. I feel like whatever soul the game has right now is what we as the players are putting into it. People talk about games being player driven, and that's a good thing, and it is. It means like the players are engaged, they're part of the development process, they're being listened to. But when a game being player driven is not a good thing, is when the players are the only driving force behind the game. When the devs have left the building, whether that means like literally in the case of all the people who are laid off, or whether they're just sitting at home stretching 2 hours of work into 8 hours and just collecting a paycheck, which we can simply hope there's going to be less of. We can hope that these layoffs were actually targeted. We can hope that they actually improve the game. And I think there is considerable hope for that. But at this point, we really don't know. And I think that ESO has suffered from a identity issue for many years now. Is this a cozy housing sim? Is it an online take on the Elder Scrolls franchise? Is it, I don't know, like a Dark Souls-like combat game? Like, is it a fashion simulator? They don't really have an identity. They really, there's no core identity to the game, and I don't really know what caused that. People blame the Microsoft acquisition, not the layoffs. They say, well, it's gone downhill since Microsoft acquired it, and I disagree with that. I think that there were issues before that, like such as Blackbird being started in 2018, and by 2020 they had their own satellite studio for it. It had 200 people. And if you'll remember, it's only because of Microsoft that we have seals. They're originally called Seals of Endeavor. The only reason we can actually get free stuff out of the Crown Shop, the only reason the paid shop is not utterly predatory, is because of Microsoft. So should Microsoft have gone around during the pandemic and post-pandemic buying up all these studios? Probably not. Like, that was probably not a good move for either Microsoft or for the studios it acquired. But I don't think blaming Microsoft for all the issues of the game is really appropriate. Honestly, if anything, I think Microsoft saved the Elder Scrolls Online. And the reason I say that is not because Daddy Microsoft is my personal savior or anything. It's just they were the ones who put the kibosh on Blackbird, ultimately. They were the ones who said, like this game as we may, as much as Phil Spencer may like this game, it doesn't make financial sense, and you guys should focus on what is actually making money, which is this incredibly bloated money vampire game that we have here, which I say with love. Like, but the point is that the Elder Scrolls Online makes an incredible amount of money. Maybe a little bit less now with everyone unsubscribing, but it does. And I really do think it was Microsoft that forced the studio to double down on that. So good for them in that sense. Gramuza, you love ESO. PvE and PvP are fun. I mean, yes. I mean, PvP especially is fun in this game. It's one of the few MMOs that actually has fun PvP. And I'm talking about Battlegrounds mainly. I don't really like Cyrodiil, but I love Battlegrounds. But anyway, as far as I'm aware, I'll double check. But we have no new information about the layoffs. No new community posts or anything today. Nothing from the developers. We do have a new website article. Community Spotlight. Ninja Pulls Tamriel Academy. Okay. Is this really the time for a community spotlight, guys? Like, is... the one reaction on the Discord to this website is a poop emoji. That's about how I feel about it, too. Like, we're all like, oh, yay, a new website article, and it's something promoting Ninja Pulls and his academy. Simon, you're saying layoffs are being done throughout the entire IT industry. I mean, yes, correct. Almost the entire IT industry. Too many are focusing on AI data centers. Memory prices have gone up like crazy. The trend is here. Yeah, I mean, nothing's going to get better till the AI bubble pops. Which we're at least starting to see the same skepticism we saw toward the peak of the .com bubble, where people are like, are people really going to buy extremely heavy bags of pet food online at that time? Like, no. So eventually AI, the bubble will pop and the whole industry will stabilize. But we are not at that point yet, which is also why I have not bought a PC or built a PC, is because, the components are absurdly expensive these days. Jeff, you're saying you went from EverQuest to WoW to Guild Wars 2 to Neverwinter, then back to ESO. I mean, yeah, if you're really into the high fantasy MMO, just stall. I mean, ESO is really the only place to go right now. Dude, Blank, you're saying your car got trashed by the hailstorm? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Hopefully you got insurance for that. But yeah, I mean, hailstorms are rough. That sucks to hear, dude. Hopefully your roof is okay. Where are you at? Somewhere in the Midwest, like Michigan or something? Like that's probably where you have hailstorms like this in the summer. Cloud, are we still getting a new roadmap? Yes, but they said it's weeks out. They said it will be weeks until we have a new roadmap. So, yeah. ESO is in dire straits right now, which, I have been thinking for a while. Like, first of all, I never intended as a content creator for ESO to be my #1 game. It's just, or my only game. I mean, I came here from Diablo 4. And let's just say the welcome I received in this community was so overwhelmingly good. My growth as a channel, the way it helped me grow as a content creator was so amazing. I was like, what reason do I have to move on or to expand my repertoire? Like, why should I? But what's been nagging at me in the back of my mind for over a year now is, well, is it ever wise to put all your eggs in one basket? So if you guys have noticed, I have a kind of a who's that Pokemon situation going on in the thumbnail day. And what I'm talking about there will be revealed at the end of the stream. But you know what? Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Thieves Guild questline. So I'm going to start recording, and we're going to check this out. So you can start the new Thieves Guild questline one of two ways. You can either go to the journal. No, not the journal. You can either go to collections, stories, and then zone DLC, and select Daggerfall Thieves Guild. Or you can go to the Daggerfall Way Shrine and talk to this guy, Skeever Nero. And what is kind of nice is when you walk up to him, he does say, you're about to do a quest that starts after another one. This might include spoilers for the original quest. I do appreciate them including this thing now. It was talked about in a dev stream recently where they're going to start saying, hey, you know, like, this is out of chronological order. It's a tiny step in the right direction of what should be a full, like, director function in the game, where you should be directed clearly as to which quests you should do next in the main story quest and the DLC quests, everything. But at least they have this little pop-up that shows up now saying, are you sure you want to be spoiled? So, okay, I do appreciate that. But let's go ahead and talk to Skeever Nero here. Nevo.
Happened to spot a certain thief scamper up the wall behind me to escape that Lion Guard captain. Of course you did. A skeever can always sniff out another skeever. If you're in the business of risk and reward, I've got a proposition for you.
This guy's got some interesting facial hair.
Yep, skeever. As in a sharp cutter with a nose for opportunity. That thief was Quen. She needs help with a caper. Preferably from a stranger in town. Someone not concerned about breaking a few of the king's laws. You interested?
I do want to respond to the chat. As per Fallout 76, that game is literally dying. I don't know what's going on with ESO, but they completely gutted 76. So I was thinking of getting into it, but I think it's being abandoned from everything I can look at. We will see.
First, throw that Lion Guard off Quen's trail. Then go talk to her about the caper. It involves a rare and valuable item in a rich lord's estate. Naturally, you'll get a cut. But she plans to use it to form the local gangs into a new thieves guild.
But they literally put in the text, I'm in. Like, not only is anything heist related utterly cringe and demolished ever since Rick and Morty, like season 3, right? But they literally put the I'm in line there. I'm in! Okay. I guess I'm in, Ocean's 11.
One step at a time. Get
rid of Captain Sanson. Do I have to kill him?
Tell him you saw the thief he was chasing head out of town. Then go meet up with Quen at the Rosy Lion Inn.
Take care of him. What does that mean?
You there? Did you see a dark-haired high elf woman run by?
No, of course not.
She's a dangerous fugitive and must be apprehended.
I'd rather help out this guy. He's got some cool armor.
I'm tracking Queneth, a thief from Abba's Landing. Also goes by the name of Quen. King Casimir issued a royal warrant for her arrest for crimes against the kingdom and the covenant. That's enough for me. Quickly now, which way did she go?
Okay, which option do we choose here? She went to the city gate. I saw her kick a kitten. Or just sound like I'm completely drunk and talk about a blue chicken. I think I'm going with the kicking the kitten. Just make this guy angry.
Truly? She's more heinous than I thought. Likely seeking passage on the next
No,
ship
not
to sail
truly.
from port.
I lied.
Don't worry. She won't escape me again.
Okay. Best of luck to you, buddy.
She can't be far.
Yep.
I'll get her this time.
Well done, Cutter. Quen's waiting at the Rosy Lion, so get moving.
All right. Time to go talk to Quen. Where is she? Oh, she's hiding behind this screen.
Correct. We have to move quickly.
I agree. The leaders of the three gangs need to see some results, or this guild idea of yours will
Basil
be finished before it
Menant.
starts.
Hi, Gwen.
Now this is a surprise. What in the world are you doing in Daggerfall?
I guess I did
So
do the
much
original
to tell
quest line on
you,
this character.
but should probably wait since I'm a little busy at the moment. But I definitely want to catch up later. You got rid of the captain? Impressive.
All I did was
And
tell
Neva
one
has an
lie.
excellent sense of timing. Basil here just told me our Mark plans to sell the object of our attention, so we need to move fast. How do you feel about breaking into Iveria's estate?
I'll do that.
A rather old book, the Codex Vornet. It's said to hold the secret of Sage Vornet's legendary
Okay, we're
repository,
finally seeing the lead in
Nowhere
here
Vault.
to the Nowhere Vault.
Lord Iveri recently acquired the tome and keeps it locked in his strong room. I want to get my hands on that book.
I kind of like the Sage's Vault, honestly. I feel like that was a better name. I don't understand why they changed it.
Can't get the one without the other. But it's not for me.
Okay, well, now we do a thing. We go upstairs. Where are the stairs? Wait, where are this? Oh, here are the stairs. Okay. Am I stealing this or is grabbing it? Okay, what do I do about this guy? Oh, he's left. Okay, that works. Okay. So we like going through a window? Is that what this is saying? All right. So now we go to the estate, and this is what I understand was bugged at the beginning. Was getting through the gate at the estate. Okay, that's if I want to talk to him, but this is where I go to get in the estate. Okay. Yes, and thankfully there's no one here, so even if it is still bugged,
Over
I should be
here.
good.
This is the spot. You got the map? It's amazing what a few coins slipped to the right servant can buy. Let's have a look.
Yep, I got the map.
The larder. That's our way in. And hopefully the first step in bringing Daggerfall's gangs together as a proper thieves guild. Celine Menant controls House Menant. Her people are burglars and swindlers. Edwayne's street hawks consist of footpads and pickpockets working the streets of Daggerfall.
So who's the Coldane Cartel?
While Abrasia's roadsworn conduct highway robberies of caravans and travelers. That's still an open question. Basil, who ran House Menant before turning it over to his daughter, petitioned my guild for assistance.
Ah, okay.
The three gangs are trying to resist the more aggressive Coldane Cartel, but the leaders don't get
Coldane
along.
Cartel are the established big bads in this area.
That's my plan in a nutshell. Now pick the lock while I keep watch. Then we sneak to the larder door on the south corner of the house and slip inside. Lord Iveri keeps his rarest tomes in the house's strong room. That's where we'll find the codex.
Okay.
Don't forget the part where we slip away with no one the wiser. Avoid... Good going. Now let's get in there.
There we go. Made it in.
Meet you at the larder door. Just avoid the sentries. We don't want to kill anyone.
Oh man, all the sneaking. We're already into the sneaking. Well, move, bro. Let me through. Go somewhere else. Okay. But wait. How do I... What? I have to go through here. Okay, it's a maze. And, you can hide in the little... You can hide in the plants. We do have one person doing this with me here. Hey, where's the guy? I'm looking for something. I got a torch and I'm rocking around. Okay, looks like I can get out, right? Yep, we're good.
Who goes there?
Nobody. There's nobody here. What are you talking about?
Who locks the
Okay,
servants' door anyway?
we made it.
Never mind.
I can apparently kill them if I want to. I do. I need invisibility potions. Oh, yeah. Right. I should have made some of those.
Excellent.
Maybe for the next part of the quest.
Time to... Wait! Get down!
Bridget says the Major Domo has one key to the strong room.
I'm down.
The other's in Iveri's nightstand.
I'll get it. His room's in the North Hall, right? Any valuables I pass along the way, I'm helping myself.
Whatever. Bridget said what's in the strong room
Is this the Coldane cartel? Did they get here first?
Coldane? I
Yep.
wasn't expecting to find
Yeah, they're already here.
one and the same. Like, doesn't matter. They're
Yeah,
after
let's
the
kill 'em.
keys to the strong room. We need to get them first.
No,
I'll
stop
find
with the
Major
flirting.
Domo's key.
No, no
You
flirting.
get the one
Just,
in the Lord's bedchamber.
ugh.
We'll meet at the... Don't even
The
jest.
flirting is so
The
cringe.
cartel has a way of Get the key from the bedchamber, then meet me by the banquet hall.
Yeah,
upstairs.
I don't know. I could have gotten prepared for this better. Where am I going? Am I going upstairs or downstairs? Okay, I'm going around. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Easy enough. Okay. So I have to avoid the sentries and the... You know what? No. I ain't avoiding you. Can I do that to the sentries too? Oh yeah. Well, that's much more satisfying. Now upstairs. I can feed on them too. Oh, but there's two of them. That's not fair. I gotta go around. This is a cool building. Yeah, I'm just gonna feed on everybody, kill them all. They'll probably see me if I do that, though. Where am I? Oh, crap. Oops. Didn't clear the corners. I'd be a terrible cop. Ah, come on. Alright, come get me. Are they just fighting my Winged Twilight? Yeah, good job, Winged Twilight. You just take care of that little issue for me there. Good boy. Girl. You get Blade of Woe from Dark Brotherhood. Well, I definitely didn't avoid them. I kind of tried. Oh,
Mother
sweet.
Laura, I hope my husband knows what he's doing. Coldane's brutes are simply awful.
Wait, what? Oh, dang it. There's a bunch of them here. Crap. Oh, well. I only saw her. What this is probably going to do throughout the whole thing is just kill everybody. I failed. I did fail avoiding them. That's the 100% truth of the situation. Wait, do I have to sneak all the way out again now? Oh, come on. No, I'm just going to kill everybody and use an amnesty writ if I have to.
There you are.
Oh,
Come
hi.
on, it's this way. Two locks. Clever. We need to turn up, as the Britons say. Voila.
Okay.
We're in. Look for the codex and anything else that catches your eye. I want to make sure that's all.
Nobody in here. There it is.
You
There's the
found
codex.
Great.
Where's the other thing? What's the other thing? Ornate coffer.
Looks intriguing. Hang on.
What
to
was
and
it?
Show Basil later. That's everything. Let's talk. You found
Okay.
the Codex Vornet and an amulet?
And an amulet.
Prowler's Talisman. Named
Oh,
engraved
that's the
right on
mythic.
it.
Okay.
I'm not sure what this Prowler's Talisman does, but maybe Basil has some idea. I did find papers related to the Codex, though.
What kind of British accent is this? The way she said, "Ade." I am no cat burglar. No.
Heirloom that's a key. Interesting. And why is Lordy very
No,
keen
I'm more
on
of like a
entrance
triple
to the
homicide kind of
storeroom?
person.
Looking at the Codex, I can't read a word of it. I hope Basil can help us decipher it. Lordy very couldn't read a word of the Codex either.
It's
the
in
notes I
code.
found,
It's
he
a
speculated that
codex.
it's magically encrypted. He planned to ask the Mages Guild about some new research that might help decipher it. Time to go. Here, let me have the Codex.
Find a different way
Now,
out.
since someone wasn't too stealthy.
Can we just
we
jump
better
out the
not go
window or
back the way
something?
we came. Those cartel
Yeah.
thugs are Lordy Very's knights
I
might
wasn't
arrive at
very
any moment.
stealthy.
We
It's
should find it.
true.
The map. This way. I don't want those cartel thugs to find us here.
I wasn't very sneaky. You're right, Quinn.
Excellent. The passage should keep us hidden from...
I'll be damned if I'm going to give Coldane the Codex now. I'm done with your cartel.
Let's see what's going on.
Oh, they definitely can't see us right here. No way. Oh, let's get closer. Yeah. They can't see us through this little grate in the wall. Nah, for sure.
Protect me? Someone murdered my wife and took my strong room keys. I'm sending for
Yeah, I did
city
kill the
guard.
wife. That's true. I do like how it changes based on what choice you make there. Oh, bruh. That was rude.
The cartel's not playing around. Time for us to leave. Meet me at the Thieves' Den in the Daggerfall Outlaws' Refuge. Oh,
Okay.
I can't leave this, but we need to go. Grab anything not bolted down and run for it before they catch us.
Oh, we have to leave. Bruh. All these people just hanging around. Hiding. Okay. Well, can I kill you without the other person noticing? Yeah, we're good. Curious idol. Okay, I got that. But now I gotta leave. Oh, bruh, come on.
Lord Iveri should have hired better guards.
Yeah, you should have been watching your back, fool. How do I get out of here?
Bridget said no Every survivors. Kill them all.
Hey, oh, come on. For real? I'm starting to worry about getting out of here on time, though. I need to stop grabbing things and just run. Yeah, you know what? Y'all can just sit and spin. Oh, hi. Okay, we'll do that.
Knows where it don't belong, sneak.
Goodbye.
For this, the cartel will see to that.
Okay. The question is, should I use a pardon edict or is trying to be caught by any
Gwen
guards?
said you might come this way.
Hi, Skeever
Gwen's
Mutton
waiting for
Chop.
you back at the thieves' den.
Okay.
Gwen asked me to watch the estate.
Okay.
The cartel. Those thugs are nothing but trouble.
Yep. All right. Okay. How do I... What? Do I have to go outside to get in there? How do I don't know if I've ever been to the Daggerfall Thieves' Den. I usually hang out in Aldmeri Dominion areas. Okay, yeah, it's out here. Okay. I have been here. It's been years. Okay, here we are.
I knew Father's inquiries would pay off.
All I see
And here is Ocean's 11.
What good is a book we can't read?
Edwayne's using his head for once. Old stories don't fill my coin purse. We need to take down the
Already we have the Miss
I'm
Andry,
telling you, this changes everything.
the casual man bashing.
Gwen's accomplice is back. Might I have a word?
Hey, why are you so stupid? Okay, what's up with this guy?
Ah, Gwen's new acquisition. You've been in places you were not supposed to go. And you've seen some things you were not supposed to see.
Yeah.
All the hallmarks of a perfect thief.
Cool.
A simple precaution you must understand. As I only just met you, and I'm still evaluating Gwen, it only seemed prudent. Now that I'm retired, I do my best to find ways to be useful.
When are they gonna make fun of this guy for being a man too? It's gonna happen, I swear.
Not much more than you already picked up. It won't take the cartel long to figure out that
Yeah, I'll
someone
go make
got
some
away with
invisibility
the Codex
potions after
Format
this.
while they were settling things with Lord Iveri. Now, Gwen says you found an amulet. May I see it? Why, this is the Prowler's talisman. There's a story about a thief who found this in the Nowhere Vault, but what became of it remained a mystery. Well, until now. Hang on to it, friend. It could prove useful, if the stories are to be believed.
So when they changed the name from the Sage's Vault to the Nowhere Vault, they had to have everybody go through and do all their voice lines over again? That just seems like, why change it? It was fine the way it was.
It's said to aid thieves in some way, and that it can be made more powerful. I know someone who specializes in such trinkets. I'll send for them, and they can tell us more. I have no idea how Iveri got his hands on it, but it's yours now.
All right.
Well, we've got the Codex. Welcome to our Thieves' Den, partner. I filled the Daggerfall gang leaders in on our work at the estate, and the trouble with the Coldane cartel. As expected, none of us are happy to learn that they're interested in the Codex too. Indeed, good thieves, all of them. But they still don't completely trust each other, and they aren't totally sure about me. I'll introduce you to them soon.
The flirting just needs to stop.
What happened after we split up?
Like, it's not just like you're gooning for some character in a game. It's just, it's so cringe. I thought we were making a real connection. You ran off and left me to deal with the cartel. Like, all coy and just, bruh. I had a delightful time with the cartel. You missed all the fun. Let's just go with the basic answer.
Sorry to hear that. A thief's work always gets more complicated when violence becomes necessary. I was fortunate enough to slip away without running into any trouble. Still, I'm glad you made it out of the estate. How did you manage it? After the cartel murdered Lord Iveri, it was clear they weren't in the mood to be crossed. That's why it's usually better not to fight your way through.
That's what you say.
What's done is done. Did you grab any other prizes on the way out?
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Excellent. That should help confuse anyone trying to determine our true objective at the estate. Give me what you got, and I'll deal with the fence. Don't worry, you'll get your cut. This partnership is off to a great start.
Partnership?
Exactly. You and me, two outsiders working to turn 3 rival gangs into a proper thieves guild. Getting the Codex Vornet was just the first step in my plan. Look, I'd prefer more stealth than violence, but I know talent when I see it, partner.
Okay.
The threat of the Colding.
Alright, gotta talk to the gang leaders now. So I got the Prowler's Talisman. Let's go ahead and check that out. Bracing while crouching turns you invisible. Helps you with pickpocketing. You get more resource when you do critical damage. You also get more recovery when you do non-critical damage. And either of those effects can occur every second. And it can be upgraded. And then what did we get in that reward coffer? Baraha's curse. Why are we getting Baraha's curse? Why is that the reward? This is old. Didn't this come out with the original Thieves Guild? That's supposed to be rewarding. Okay. And now it does look like we've unlocked the dailies. Okay. So, yeah, these are just like any Thieves Guild dailies there have ever been. As far as I can tell, there's no difference.
Quen's onto something, daughter.
And then this
vault is exactly the job this Thieves Guild needs.
We're hardly a thieves guild, Father.
What is
At least
that?
Not yet. But I agree.
Oh, is this a heist? I never really got into
Tempting
heists
a
before.
target to ignore.
Okay. So I'm supposed to do is talk to these 3 people. I don't know, guys. My interest is already waning. I guess I'll talk to them. Sure.
So, you got into it with the Coldane cartel? About time somebody did. They're going to kill us all if we don't do something about them. Which is the only reason I'm even talking to the Menants and the Street Hawks. What happened on Quinn's job?
Okay, so these are the representatives of the rival guilds that Quen's trying to get to be friends. I love you, you love me, we're all a happy Thieves Guild family. Okay.
Obviously, they somehow got word we were after the Nowhere Vault and decided to swoop in. But Quinn's right. We need more information. And I know where to begin.
Jeff, I just
the
started.
Redwood Bandits at Illisan Tower. We can dig up some answers there.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. We're going to finish up here with this, and then I'll give my thoughts so far.
Besides, Coldane hides his criminal activity, so the cartel appears legitimate. Mercenaries and vassal gangs do all the dirty work. Around Daggerfall, that's the Red Rooks, and their chief.
Okay.
My road sworn have taken the brunt.
Cool, you're a person. And where's the other guy?
I couldn't help over here. It's one of my talents. I'm not sure if I'll ever see eye to eye with the Menants or.
Why does he have like an Alabama accent?
I
What?
am interested in what Quinn was saying about research from the Mages Guild, though.
Why does he sound like he's from the Deep South? What in the world?
Well, that certainly goes along with some.
Well, I tell you,
recently came to my attention.
honey child, come up on the porch. I'll give you some ice cold lemonade.
Arrived in Daggerfall with papers to add to the guild's archives. Papers about Sage Burnett. Intriguing, isn't it?
I'll open the chips for you. But my toddler just showed up to have me open her bag of chips. Okay, don't eat them in here though. I just vacuumed the floor. Okay. Well, let's go get some grits and sit on the porch. It's a weird voice.
Hasn't Quen told you? I have friends all over this town. No one looks twice at beggars or street sweepers, yet they see and hear everything. And mages do
This is not how red guards sound. Like, what are they trying to do here? Like, make him sound more authentically black? Like, what is the thinking here? It's so bizarre.
Simple. We pickpocket it. It's easier to lift a parcel from whoever's carrying.
That's right, boy. We're gonna pickpocket.
Box it up in the archives. Let me know when you're ready, or if there's something you need to do first. I'll meet you at the.
It just comes across as blatantly racist. Like, why? Just why? Okay.
Ah, Quen's partner. Truly a pleasure. I understand you already met my
Okay,
father,
and you're like the noble
Is
person.
there something I or House Menant can help you with?
Yeah, that guy. He sounded French Cajun. He sounded like he was from the bayou. I see gators out there. Not good fishing today. I'm be the fish in that gated mouth. Weird.
Indeed. One wonders if Lord Iveri sent this key to the bank specifically so the Coldane cartel wouldn't find it in his manor when they came to call. If so, we should stroll over and retrieve it. You can go anywhere you like if you appear to belong there, and perhaps arrange a distraction. A keen ear for gossip, some light words, or a little kindness to the right people can take you far. Of course, somnol powder helps. Here, a packet of somnol powder. Toss it near an inconvenient guard or nosy witness, and they briefly fall asleep on their feet. Very useful for slipping by someone without fuss or bloodshed.
Wait a minute.
Do you want me to give you a demonstration?
This is just fentanyl. Somnol powder my ass. She just gave me a bag of Fenny. Really, you're gonna talk about people falling asleep on their feet in 2026, and you're not gonna assume people are gonna associate that with fentanyl? Yeah, I can figure it out.
Very well.
Yeah.
Just remember, the point of somnol powder is to
Oh,
avoid regrettable
man.
occurrences. Let me know when you're ready to visit the bank, my dear. Or if you need to attend to other business first, I'll meet you there.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. I'll check that out.
The best way
Okay,
is
yeah,
to
we'll
stay
go to the bank.
excellent.
Sure, we'll do that.
Off to work then. We will see you at the bank.
Oh, sweet. There it is. Hey, thank you so much. Okay, so you're Val Kilmore. Okay. Everyone always has these different names on different platforms. I never know who anybody is. I try to figure out who people are, but there should be a law or something. Okay. I might do a bit more of this, but I'm going to leave it at that for the review. And now you will receive my thoughts. I find this to be wholly uninspired. Starting with the positive, I do like the new environments. I believe this is a new area, right? The Daggerfall Thieves Guild or Den. This is nice. I liked that manor where we were sneaking around. It was well designed. It looked new and fresh. But I don't really understand, like, I guess the tone deafness of trying to, like, unironically put together a heist related storyline in any kind of media post Rick and Morty. And like maybe I'm overvaluing the cultural impact of that single Rick and Morty episode, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm not alone, at least, in finding it very difficult to take anything heist or thieving related seriously in this day and age. If I was to take it seriously, it would have to be done like flawlessly. It would have to be perfect, right? It would have to be like, okay, so we are owning the meme level kind of cringiness of this whole genre now, and we're going with it anyway. But there's none of that here. There's none of that, and just in general, the storyline and the characters just come across as very uninspired to me. The black guy is just weird. Like Perk just said in the chat, black equals Southern. Remember, we are liberals. I mean, I'm not above a racist joke here and there. I think racism is generally funny. Not like hatred built from racism, but like just like differences between genders, like nationalities, making fun of French people for being cowards, making fun of Americans for being fat. My wife came in and gave me a glare. Typical woman. You know, I mean, like, our differences should not divide us. We shouldn't be overly sensitive about them. Life is weird. You know, God makes us all in different ways. But yeah, that character is weird. And then, of course, we have a disproportionate number of women involved. And again, like, I'm not against female characters, but when it's basically all of them are women, except for the black guy everyone makes fun of, and the old boomer white dude, it just doesn't seem like a very proportionate cast of characters here. And then let's not forget that this is essentially reused content. This is nothing new. This is just the Thieves Guild all over again in kind of a different context. But, you know, even when I did the original Thieves Guild, I'm surprised this woman knows me, because the second I came across Quen in the original Thieves Guild, I was bored. I was like, this is an awful character. I don't want to help you with your little side quests. I did the main Thieves Guild basically just to get the passives, and I don't think I did anything with Quen. Or maybe I did and I just forgot. I mean, it's been a long time, right? But I don't find the character of Quen to be compelling. I don't find any of the other characters to be compelling. And in terms of the gameplay, this is the same gameplay that we had with the Thieves Guild originally, except now there are a few more different kinds of places to hide. There are somnol powder things. You can make people... Definitely not fentanyl. Somnol powder is definitely not fentanyl. You can put people to sleep. But, you know, okay, so let me put it this way. Like, this would not be bad if this was, like, just, like, a side thing. Like, you know, we're putting out robust content. The game is in a good place. We just decided that we are going to also put out some Thieves Guild stuff. You know, great. Okay, cool. Why not? But this is like the cornerstone. This is the cornerstone of this year's content. I mean, if we're to take the Xbox Game Showcase trailer as any indication, this is what they're trying to say. Like, this is our main content for the year. This is the central focus of 2026 in the Elder Scrolls Online. And it's not bad. It's just essentially reused material. It's minimal, and it's just not like very compelling. It's pretty... You can tell that like not a huge amount of effort went into this. It's not grand and sweeping. It's just kind of like there, which is cool. Like, I'm all for adding new content to the game, and a lot of people like Thieves Guild related stuff. They like thieving and sneaking. I'm definitely biased by the fact that I've never liked that kind of content in any game. You know, Tom Clancy, whatever, hiding and sneaking around. My most hated part of Ocarina of Time is when you're trying to get past those guards at the castle, right, toward the beginning. So I don't like sneaking in games. I like just running through and killing things. In Warframe, I absolutely detest spy missions, for instance. So the way, again, I'd like to put this is, as far as content goes, this is not terrible, but this should not be your highlight. This should not be the centerpiece of a year's content. The fact that it is shows us that ESO is in a pretty rough spot. It really is. Like, if this is the best they can come up with for the cornerstone main content of the year, I mean, that's just kind of sad. People don't watch Rick and Morty. Yeah, true. But I think everyone's at least aware of the heist meme, right? I mean, if you don't watch the show. I was aware of that before I ever watched the show. Blake Knight, I'm glad the car is okay. I don't know what roller blinders are, but I'm sorry for the damage, dude. I hope you got insurance to handle that. Gramuza, that's why they fired half the staff. Yeah. This is why they fired half the staff. Getting into that a little bit more. I try to imagine myself as a fly on the wall in meetings with Microsoft between the ZOS executives. So last year, let's roll back to last year around this time. Blackbird was canceled. And I assume at that time, leadership was like, hey, you know, I understand this project didn't work out. We're all weeping tears of blood out of pure agony over it, etc. But listen, if you simply let us take a bunch of those people who are working on Blackbird and put them on ESO, we promise, we pinky promise, we swear on our mother's lives, the game will become amazing. We just need 200 more people, and then it will be awesome. And so Microsoft is like, fine, okay, we're not going to lay everyone off. I mean, this has to be objectively true based on the numbers. There is a little bit of shakiness to it, but we do know that right before it was canceled, Blackbird had around 300 people working on it. And let's just logically assume ESO probably had, you know, at least 100 people still working on it, even at the height of Blackbird. Probably more like 200 or even 300. There could have been 600 people at the studio. Let's just say there were. Okay, let's say there were 500 to 600 people. And let's say around 100 of them got laid off, because that's how the math works. Last year. Leaving around 400 to 500 people at ZOS overall. Now, they had slimmed down from having 2 properties, 1 in development, 1 launched, to just 1. Just 1 property. And they suddenly had 400 people on it. How do we know that? Well, because Jason Barnes and Jessica Folsom said that the studio still has around 200 people, because that's about the number of people they had when they launched Somerset and Rothgar. It could be around 150. So say there are around 350 to 450 people at ZOS before these recent layoffs. Now there are around 150 to 250. But, you know, if I'm looking at a studio that I've been giving chances to all this time, because ZOS is held in high esteem within Microsoft, not because they're all friends, because ZOS makes a lot of money. ESO makes a ton of cash. So they're willing to give them a little bit of leeway. Like, okay, if you make sure Project Blackbird is another huge cash grab like ESO is, go ahead. And then finally, it just didn't make sense. Sorry, we have to cut it. That sucks, right? But we got to move on. Then, okay, so you still want to have 400 people working on ESO. Great. I'm just going to assume all those people are going to give their A effort They're going to be in the studio every day, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. We're going to see a huge turnaround, right? Because you have this huge overhead. You have this huge amount of staff, many of whom are paid way, way more than they're worth in terms of their actual output. We're just going to trust you guys here. You're one of our most profitable divisions. We really respect all the money you make. We don't respect you. We respect your money. Let's try it, right? You know, let's see what you can do. But then what they can do is one class refresh every 4 months, if we're lucky. What they can do is the class mastery system, which is admittedly great, but what has been proven over the last 6 months, ever since January, when they said, we're going to take a more dynamic, modular approach to developing content. Trust us, it's going to work. What has proven to be the case instead is that the content they're coming out with is even lower effort than Solstice. They have double the people, or they had double the people working on their projects, but somehow the content got actually worse and worse. And I attribute this to a acute case of paycheckitis. We're being paid to work from home 2 hours a day. Why should we put out more effort? Why should we? I don't see any reason to. We're salaried. We're going to keep getting paid. The game is still making tons of money. Why should we try our hardest? You tell me. Well, now they got told. The remaining 150 to 250 staff at ZOS just got an answer to that. You should put out your A effort, or else you're getting fired. So hopefully we have finally reached rock bottom here with ZOS and ESO. Hopefully. Like, hopefully this is the true rock bottom, come to God moment for the studio and for the game. Hopefully the new Winterhold zone, preceded by the Storms Over Skyrim event, hopefully that will be just so gangbusters awesome that everyone is going to come back to the game. It'll draw all these Skyrim nerds into it. People will come over from Guild Wars 2 and Final Fantasy 14. But I mean, that's a big if. That's a big if. I'm starting to honestly wonder if the institutional inherent structural problems at ZOS can be fixed. I don't know. Maybe getting rid of certain people will help. Maybe. But at this point, it's really up in the air. But if this is the trajectory of new content, where it's really nothing actually new. Like, is Sheogorath a new character? No. The last new thing they did was Athelia back in Gold Road, but everyone hated that. They said, okay, well, the Worm Cult's coming back. You get Mana Marco again. Mana Marco 2.0. Then we have Thieves Guild 2.0. We have Sheogorath 2.0. And in the meantime, the game continues to decay under the surface. Something has to happen here. Something big has to change. This is just not acceptable. Again, it's not like the Thieves Guild quest is horrible or it's offensive. It's actually kind of offensive in some ways. Like, why they had to racistly code that black character and also make him the butt of all these misandrous, misandrous, you know, misogynist, but misandrous. All these misandrous jokes and everything. Basically, is calling him an idiot every time he gets on the screen. It's not. I'm not personally offended. I'm just saying, it's not like the quality of the content or the actual content itself is like particularly offensive. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. None of this is anywhere near enough. None of this is anywhere near enough to make up for all the years of patience we have with ZOS, all the money we put into the game, us paying these people's paychecks year in and year out. This is not enough. This has like U.S. federal government vibes of corruption and incompetence. You never, in any kind of industry, want to be compared to the U.S. federal government, okay? That is... It means you made a wrong turn somewhere. So no, Regarding the content itself, I am not particularly impressed, but I am, again, not really the right audience. I don't like sneaking and thieving. But I'm not so much worried about the content as to what it means that this is the centerpiece content of the year. Like, I just keep thinking, has ESO really fallen this low? I mean, Solstice was low, but this is a new low. What I need to see is I need to see a zone every year. I'm sorry. You know, you don't have to be, doesn't have to be chapters. We need to finish out the damn map. We need to finish the map. Okay, finish the map. We need to see a class rework every month. Maybe every 45 days, so people aren't like overwhelmed. But we should have all of the classes reworked in a year or less. We need to see systemic fixes to PvP. We need to see actually inspired new sets and mythics that don't just get stale a minute later like shopping mall chewing gum. We need to accelerate the visual refreshes of the game. We need a refresh to character animations and the way combat works in general. We need to get rid of bucket list items. We need to knock them out, like stuck in combat bugs. We need to fix latency and server issues. We need to actually go in and fix the game. And what would look really good at this point is crossplay. That's honestly why Warframe is in the place it is right now. Plus, they put it on mobile, which is just wild work, honestly. Like, I mean, it's amazing. Putting a game like that on mobile is truly impressive. But the reason games are succeeding these days is they're multi-platform. You can pick it up from your iPad. You can go directly on your PC. You can basically access your favorite virtual worlds from any interface. You can be at a damn internet cafe in Ecuador and you can play, right? Yeah. I was expecting to be disappointed, but what I wasn't expecting was the sudden burst of clarity this gave me about the direction of the game and just how far we've really fallen in the Elder Scrolls Online. You guys don't know about the heist thing? Okay. Fine. Don't have the same fentanyl. I don't have fentanyl knowledge. Come on. I've just seen the videos and the pictures of people standing like zombies on the street. Y'all don't know the Rick and Morty heist meme. Okay. Well, you're lucky in the context of this. ESO has been on an upward trajectory for the last 6 months before the layoffs and making plenty of money. I mean, yeah, the one thing they've really gotten better at is listening to the community. And apparently Nick Giacomini recently said that we need to double down on listening to the community and making changes based on what they want. And they really have gotten better at communication. I'll give them that. That has been like the one major improvement in the last 6 months. Warden will take 8 months. Yeah, we'll see. Perk, you don't think it's a ZOS issue? I think it's a games industry issue. It's pretty much a cycle where a new indie studio has a small group of people who make an awesome passion projects. Troy B, am I sure I like this game? Oh yeah, dude. I love the Elder Scrolls Online. I've loved it for like a decade. That's why this pains me so much, is I am one of the many people who truly loves the Elder Scrolls Online. Like, I don't just play it as an escape or for fun. Like, if I go a while without playing it, I literally like yearn for the sights and the sounds of the game. The combat. I know people say the combat is bad, but I really enjoy it. The exploration, all the cosmetics and aesthetics. I mean, I do love the Elder Scrolls Online. I just don't love where it's at right now. I don't love the way it's being developed. Perk, what you're saying there about people find success, it brings expansion. It reminds me of the, strong men make good times make weak men make bad times make strong men, right? It's the same kind of cycle, but in the games industry. The thing is, you don't have the same issue with every studio. With almost every one. You don't see that with Warframe, though. You really don't. It's like the one exception I can think of these days. We'll get more into that. The class reworks are about 5 years late. Yeah. The fact they're taking 6 months each is unacceptable. Yeah, see, like, I am not an ESO hater. I never will be. I think the game itself is amazing. It's just, I'll say it again. I've said this like dozens of times now. Dozens of times. Like, I love the game. You love the game. So many people love the game. The one party here that I feel like doesn't love the game is the developers of the game. I'm going to leave my review at that. And that will be edited and put out tomorrow. A condensed version. Warframe is so successful because the devs are the most community-driven and responsive devs you've ever seen. They listen and respond to all the feedback they get from the community, and also they play the game. They play the game and they love it. They haven't ever had a Brian Wheeler not knowing how to heavy attack moment in the history of the studio. The developers of Warframe both love and play their own game, which I don't see that being the case here with ESO. I don't. It's sad, but I feel like they honestly hate the game. They hate the community, with some exceptions. Like the community feedback loop has gotten better with ESO. They are listening, but I think what happens whenever you're in a situation where you're making money unethically is some little voice in you tells you to hate what you're doing. And so they've just been kind of scamming ESO players for years now. And that leads them to both disrespect the players and disrespect the game, making it very hard to actually really apply yourself to it. Digital Extremes is a unicorn in the games industry. Well, look. That's kind of what, as a content creator, I need to hear right now. Because, let's face it, the gaming industry worldwide is in decline. Oops, I've been sitting here talking so long, I just got logged out. And as someone who has staked his livelihood on covering games, hearing about a developer that actually does all the right things and does right by their players and is consistently growing over time and getting actually better over time, that's what actually I need to hear. So if you guys have not figured out the Who's That Pokemon thing yet in the thumbnail, I think it should be pretty clear by now. But I am going to use the restroom really quick, and I'll be right back. All right, yeah, what you said there, Perk. Warframe is run by women. It's still awesome. Almost like it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Doesn't matter which kind of genitalia you have. It matters which man or woman you are. Yeah, the Tau system is coming out in Warframe. Yeah, I'm still Mastery 15. I've been doing Nidus. Not because of the rework, just because I've always liked Nidus, and now he's even stronger. But okay. I'm going to start recording again, and we're going to start transitioning into what the rest of the stream is going to be about. So as I've been sitting here thinking about the Elder Scrolls Online and what has happened to it, the layoffs and everything, I realized, you know, I never intended to have all my eggs in one basket. And now is really not the time to have all my eggs in one basket. So I've been doing some community polling. I've been getting feedback from the community. And I've been going through in my head all the games I've ever played and all the ones I haven't played too. All the games that are out there that are roughly tangential with what I'm already playing, that my audience already knows of and likes. And so probably at least a few of you remember that way back in the day, I started my channel with Diablo 4. However, Diablo 4 has become a complete lolcow now, especially with the recent updates to the endgame and how it works. It's just a joke. I can't get into it. I can't put any authentic energy into covering that game because I'm so annoyed with it. I defended it for years. People are saying, oh, D4 bad, PoE 2 good. I was like, no, D4 is good. And I think for a long time I was right. But I just can't anymore. I can't anymore. And so then everyone's like, play Path of Exile 2. And I just don't find that game to be fun. I didn't like Path of Exile 1. I think it's really the setting. I don't think that Kiwis can make actual Western art. I have lived in New Zealand and Australia, and they're just different down there. Especially in New Zealand, because half of their society is still basically run by Maori. So it just doesn't fit, and I don't like the gameplay loop. I don't like the way the gameplay feels in Path of Exile 2. So then there's Guild Wars 2, which I feel like is in a pretty healthy state. But I am a PS5 player. I could probably jury-rig it on my iMac somehow. But if I want to do Guild Wars 2 or World of Warcraft, which is also like in a terrible spot right now, apparently, from what I've heard, I would need to build a PC. Which, because of the AI bubble and everything costing 5 times what it should, literally 5 times, I'm not going to do that right now. And there are others, you know, there are other games out there that I could try, mostly that are on PC or that I honestly just really don't like. And yeah, no matter what anyone says, I will never like Path of Exile. It's just not my game. It's not fun to me. So as I was going through my options here, I remembered a game that long ago I absolutely loved. I'm talking like 6 years ago. 6 years ago was the last time I played this game. But at the time, I was pretty obsessed with it. I was not any good at gaming back then. I feel like something kicked in around when I turned 30 and like suddenly my brain worked properly and I could figure out how to play video games, but I was deprived of video games as a child. My mom wouldn't let me play any games at all, so I think that was part of it. But I started looking back into Warframe. Like, what's been going on with Warframe recently? About 6 months ago, I did download it and I tried it again, but I was overwhelmed because I had no idea what to do. But I was like, okay, so is this actually worth investing some time into? Should I get to the bottom of this, figure out what I've been missing, figure out how to catch up? And the answer is yes. And the reason the answer is yes is because I was at first pretty shocked and confused by this. But Warframe is probably the healthiest and most popular live service game in the world right now. Out of all of them, out of the huge ones, you know, I guess you could even call Call of Duty live service, right? World of Warcraft, the biggest games, even Fortnite. Fortnite is huge, but it's struggling at the moment. They are having major issues that are compounding season by season, chapter by chapter, and are not being addressed. So unless you're looking at alpha and Zoomer sandbox games like Minecraft and Roblox, which I just detest, I just can't, there's no way I'm going to transition to a Roblox creator. Okay. But Warframe, I had loved for a long time. And it is so absurdly healthy right now. And not just healthy in terms of they've tricked lots of players to come play it. Healthy as in their basic model of success is sustainable and actually highly commendable. So from here on out, I'm going to explain why I've started playing Warframe again, compare it to the Elder Scrolls Online, and explain why you are going to see some Spopes Warframe content here in the near future. I do want to explicitly say that I am not abandoning the Elder Scrolls Online. I am still actively working on putting out evergreen guides and content. I am working on building my website, which is going to have both ESO and Warframe content and anything else I might want to put on my website. I'm going to cover major news, especially about the layoffs, but I might be pulling back a little bit to make some time and some room to cover other things and expand my horizons. So without further ado, let's boot up Warframe. And there's been some major news in Warframe recently, too. If who has a guild in ESO? Me? Yeah, I have a guild in ESO. I do. It's called Spopes Fam. If you join the Discord, we'll send you an invite if you're on PS5. But honestly, I have been playing Warframe like nonstop the last few days. Like trying to figure out how to catch up, all the things that I missed, and also planning out some early content. What I like to do is make content around the actual struggles that I myself face. Okay? So my first couple guides are just going to be about simple things like, what's the best way to farm Endo? How do you farm credits? How do you get Cyan Iaton stars? What is the steel path? Why would you want to do it, right? How do you unlock the steel path? All these different things like what's the point of void fissures? What do you get out of them? How do you unlock arbitrations? All this basic stuff that's probably been covered, but not recently. And also, I'm just gonna be honest, probably not as well. Like ESO has been like a forge for me, where I've been tempered by all the love and the hate, where I have mastered my craft, and I'm finally ready to enter a bigger swimming pool, a bigger pond here. I am good at what I do. Am I the best? Am I the greatest of all time? You know, probably not. But I'm just being objective here. I probably could be eventually. And, you know, my goal here, the one content creator who I actually really respect and who I'm trying to emulate is Lucky Ghost, who also started out with the Elder Scrolls Online, still does content on it, but he has expanded his horizons. And that's what we're starting to do here. So we're going to start with just kind of giving an overview of what I'm doing here. So here I have my Nidus. And Nidus just recently got a major rework. So he's completely different now. And can get so many more stacks of virulence or whatever it's called. I think this is it's called virulence, just like the no, mutation. Sorry. He can get so many more mutation stacks. You're basically unkillable. If you have at least 15 stacks of mutation, you won't die. I always just love the aesthetics of Nidus. Now, does it explain in the screen, like, what mutation does? It should. It should somewhere here explain what mutation actually does. Because it also makes your abilities more powerful. But dude, anyway, I love Nidus. It's been a lot of fun playing with him. I need to get some actual good endgame weapons, but right now I am rocking the Ignis Wraith, Aximati Prime, and Cronin Prime. And man, I have just been having so much fun. I have been having so much fun with this. So I did actually take some notes as to what I wanted to cover here. But yeah, it's saying click the passive and it might tell me more information. Let's see. Nah, it's just still just I'm trying to click on it. All it says just how it gives you undying if you don't die. Yeah, but that's it. Okay. So I'm gonna pull up my notes about what I wanted to say here. So I want to compare and contrast Warframe with the Elder Scrolls Online. What's the best backdrop I could have while I do this? I think I'm going to go to one of the relays with all the people running around. Might as well go to the Strata relay. They're all busy. There we go. Look, it has gyro control too. I love everything about this game so far. So when comparing and contrasting the Elder Scrolls Online and Warframe, obviously the setting is different, but one of the other major differences is there is no actual open world. There are no zones you can go to and from. There are a few like open world style areas, but that's the best you're going to get. There's no sense of this huge cohesive world you can go throughout to all these different areas. In that way, it can feel kind of constraining. And that's why I feel like ESO is always going to be part of my life as a content creator to some degree. For that feeling of vast, sweeping distance and exploration. So some people say that Warframe is an MMO, but it's really not. What it is it's a cooperative RPG or a CO RPG. Kind of like the original Guild Wars was and what probably Guild Wars 3 is going to end up being. Also kind of like what Diablo 4 is or even Diablo 3. It is not a true MMO in the sense that you have this huge world you can just go explore, meet random people. The one place you can just kind of meet random people is in the open world areas or in relays like this. I probably should have gone to a busy instance so there'd be more people running around. But you do see people come through in relays or in the open world in the Orb Valis, in Cadus, Sadis, how do you pronounce that? In Deimos, in all these different areas. But it is not an actual MMO. That's one of the main differences. But I feel like it, in most ways, has the same functionality as an MMO. And in some ways, I feel like it can be even more social than a true MMO like The Elder Scrolls Online. Another huge difference between Warframe and ESO is Warframe is at the peak of development. It is, as was said in the chat earlier by Big Lou Perk, it is the unicorn in the live service industry, where there is really no other game that is being developed as effectively and ethically as Warframe. So while in many ways I may love the Elder Scrolls Online more, or simply in different ways than I like Warframe, I respect Warframe a lot more right now than I respect the Elder Scrolls Online, and probably more than I'll respect the Elder Scrolls Online for a long time in the future at this point. Unless the layoffs can get them to turn themselves around and really make the game amazing, I will probably continue respecting Warframe more for the foreseeable future. What's really different about Warframe is it seems like the developers actually play and love the game. In the Elder Scrolls Online, the developers do neither of those things. They neither play the game, so they're not familiar with it, and they don't seem to love it. They just love the paychecks they get from it. Another huge difference. Let me go back to navigation. Check on the chat really quick. Gotta do the 2 alerts. Yeah, I should have gone to a busy relay. Yeah, and of course, as was brought up, Warframe is a looter shooter too. So it's kind of like, honestly, more like Destiny than it is any real MMO. I should be on Steel Path, right? Yeah. Another thing that's really different with Warframe compared to ESO is there's actual vertical progression. Ever since 1 Tamriel in the Elder Scrolls Online, difficulty has essentially been flattened, except when it comes to veteran content or PvP. But here, enemies really do level and scale. And there's a significant difference between, say, a level 120 enemy on Steel Path and a level 20 enemy or a level 40 enemy in the normal star chart. So that's something I've missed in the Elder Scrolls Online for a long time, is enemies actually having levels. And it's very satisfying coming back to a game where enemies do have levels. The level matters. They are easier or harder depending on the level they have. And something else that's really different about Warframe compared to basically any other game except maybe Path of Exile 2 is its extreme complexity. The mod screen can be overwhelming for new players, and understandably. But between mods and arcanes, which, don't judge my arcanes, I know they're bad. All the different weapons, the types of weapons, how you can now augment them with what I think is called the Archon system. I'm still getting back into this, remember. All the other different layers that have been added to the game over time. All the just huge number of currencies. Oops, wrong thing. Like, there are just so many different kinds of currencies. There's so many different things you can do with them. All the different kinds of crafting, the helmet system, etc. They just keep layering on so many different content types that it can be overwhelming. But that is honestly a good thing for a content creator like me. There are a lot of things to explain. there's like an overwhelming number of currencies and different kinds of things you can do and customize. And we haven't even gotten to the appearance and fashion aspect yet. And also, I haven't really gotten into the story content too much yet. The stuff that I've missed. But the narratives in the quests seem to be actually compelling. Well written, engaging, interesting. And from what I understand, from what I've seen from the community, it's getting better over time. The new content, the new quests are getting better. The one exception I've heard is the Duviri paradox, which people seem to really not like very much. So it is hit and miss. Not every single thing they put out there is perfect, but the story content is robust and seems to be getting progressively better over time. Something else that's really worth bringing up, especially in comparison to ESO, is Warframe's premium market is widely acclaimed as being the fairest in the live service gaming space. Especially for new stuff, there are some items you can only buy for cold hard cash. But for the most part, you can get everything in the game with Platinum, which you can also earn. Platinum is very easy to earn through external trading sites like Warframe.market. It's kind of like trading crowns in ESO, but it is directly condoned within the game. And you can get essentially everything without ever having to pay a cent of actual real money. And then this is kind of a positive and a negative, but there's actually a meaningful track for progression within the game where your mastery rank matters. And you generally have to do the story content in a particular order. Now, I say it's a good and a bad thing because one of the nice things in a way about ESO is you can tackle the story content in any order you like. But that does kind of lead to a sense of meaninglessness in terms of progression, where you can do anything whenever you want. It's kind of hard to figure out what you're actually supposed to do at any given time. But there are levels to the enemies, your mastery rank matters, and you have to do the content in a certain order. Just a major difference between this and ESO that has both positives and negatives. And something else kind of connected with talking about the currency marketplace, the Platinum marketplace, is there is no subscription for this game. It is 100% free to buy. And there is no subscription. And again, everything you want, you can buy with Platinum. Like 99% of items, you can just buy with Platinum. And as you're looking at this chat here, you will see that there are people from all sorts of different ecosystems all chatting in the same global chat at the same time. That's because Warframe has flawless crossplay and cross progression. You can play it on mobile, on Nintendo Switch, on Mac, PC, basically anything that can play games on it has an internet connection. You can play Warframe on it, and you all play together in the same unified ecosystem, which is, I really think, one of the biggest strengths of the game and why it has become so successful over time. Something else that's really refreshing coming to Warframe from ESO is that the game has a clear trajectory and it has a clear future ahead of it. where especially with the layoffs, you really don't know what's going to happen to ESO in the future. But Warframe is so popular and so successful, it's definitely going to keep going for a long time past this point. There's practically zero concern about that. There might be some people who are out there might be some people out there who are Warframe doomers, but they are very few and far between. This game is extremely healthy and has a clear future ahead of it. But one way that ESO and Warframe are very similar is they both have trouble onboarding new or returning players. There's a relatively new system in the game called the Teacher that does let you know a few things that you need to do at the beginning of the game if you're brand new to Warframe. But as far as returning players go, there's basically no system in place to tell them what to do. This is a problem in the Elder Scrolls Online too, where they keep putting these golden pursuits that really don't help onboard players. I think with any game of this level of complexity and size, that's going to be an issue. It's going to be difficult. But I would call upon both Warframe and ESO to improve their new player and returning player onboarding processes. Something that is definitely very different between Warframe and ESO is how robust and comprehensive the settings section is in the game. There are tons and tons of settings, and you can actually search for them. So if I want to do something related to the camera, I can just search for that, and then every camera-related setting shows up on my screen. Very useful, and the settings are so in-depth and complex, you can change basically everything to do with the game from one simple screen. I really wish that ESO had a similar search functionality in the settings, or even a search functionality in achievements that would make everything a lot easier to find in the game. Something they could take a leaf from Warframe's book in doing. And then one thing I like both about Warframe and ESO is just the immense level of cosmetic customization. You can buy every cosmetic for platinum, I'm pretty sure. And there are tons and tons of colors or dyes that use buy for platinum instead of hunting them down through achievements in ESO. But you can achieve basically any look you want. And each Warframe has tons and tons of different looks, different skins. There are different stances. There is an immense amount of customization in terms of your appearance in this game, which there also is in ESO, but I feel like it's even more robust in Warframe. Nidus, for instance, changes his appearance based on how many mutation stacks he has. And you can preview the mutation on or off in the customization screen. All right, that's basically everything in my notes. The last thing I want to talk about, though, is the very different setting between the games, which I think can be one of the most difficult things for people who are used to high fantasy games like ESO to get over if they do want to try a transition. Is this is a sci-fi game, essentially. Warframe is, but it does have a lot of fantasy elements as well. It's kind of like a sci-fi noir fantasy setting where it's so far in the future, there's nothing really, it's almost like Dune in that way, where there's basically no real connection with human society as we know it now. I hear there is kind of a retro thing that came into the game recently, the 1999 stuff, where you do kind of go back in time or something like that, and it's a little bit more recent culture kind of themed. But I'd say whether it's space or fantasy, the main thing we're trying to achieve here is separation from our own real world. And Warframe and ESO both do that effectively in their own different ways. Okay, now I'm going to catch up with the chat. Seeing how much people are hating this. Spopes cheating on ESO before we got GTA 6. I'm not going to play GTA 6. I don't like the GTA franchise at all. It's just like, if I wanted to go do crime in California, I would just go to California and do crime. It's just too like violent and lewd for me, and also too much like the real world. So I don't care at all about GTA 6. Nice Cephaliarch. Progression used to feel good in ESO. Yeah, pre-1 Tamriel for sure. Kind of a misleading title. Dude, I put the where's that or the who's that Pokemon thing in the thumbnail. Do you see that? And that outline, it can now be revealed, is the outline of my Nidus. So if you just join the stream right now, it can be confusing for sure. Warframe was a surprise. Rewind for ESO, absolutely. Hazy Raider, thank you for the donation. Fellow ESO player on PS5, stumbled onto your content, really enjoy it. Here's $10 for your efforts. Thank you so much. If you want to get a little bit more close and personal, you can join our Discord. It's in the stream description. Also it's the first link on my page if you go to my YouTube page. And we also have a guild. You can join on PS5. Just give us your PSN on the Discord and someone will invite you. Like ESO, Warframe is not pay to win. Yep. The only things that cost real money are Tennokan items that are designed by the community. And the profits from those items go to the people who design them. Yeah, that's something I meant to mention is a lot of the cosmetics in Warframe are made by community members. And the profits at least partially go to them. So you can actually make money in Warframe by designing new items, new skins, new Warframe skins. Just another way the community is involved and rewarded in Warframe that I feel like is pretty unique. I haven't heard of anything else like this in the gaming industry, where player skins are actually put in the game and then the players get paid for when people buy their skins. It's crazy. It is overwhelming for new players and returning players. That's absolutely true. All right, see you, Jeff. Thanks for being here. And yeah, the last real thing I wanted to cover here. Wait, how have I been streaming for... Oh, because I started the stream before I actually started the stream. Never mind. Just streamer talk. Just ignore that. And the last thing I wanted to do, and it's going to be kind of cringe because I don't know what I'm doing, is showcase the combat and the movement systems. So we're going to go ahead and jump into arbitration because I found that to be, at least so far, one of the best endo farms. So let's see what the arbitration is right now. Defense, Corpus. Good enough. Oh, and it looks like Cronin is buffed in this particular arbitration. That's helpful. That's what I'm using Cronin Prime. I'm assuming it applies to Cronin Prime too. We're just going to do this arbitration, do a little bit of commentary, and then we're going to get out of here. I like you can just waggle your ship at people too. What's really been nostalgic for me is like getting back to these tile sets that I remember from back in the day, but they look so much better on PS5 Pro. I think they've also updated a lot of them. Yeah, my 7-year-old son came in the room last night when I was playing this. He said, wow, I like how fast you move. And you really do. Like, especially compared to something like ESO, you are just zipping around here. And the combat, there's so much variety to it. You can just focus entirely on your guns. You can focus entirely on your Warframe's abilities. You can mix them all together. Yeah, the movement, the barrel jump, which you can also do, you know, straight up and then just hang there in the air. It's very satisfying coming from a much more limited game like ESO in terms of movement. Where, again, there's so much to love about ESO, but you cannot do a vertical barrel jump and then hang in the air. That's just something you cannot do. You cannot jump onto a wall and cling to it and then jump off again. So all the ninja parkour movement mechanics in the game are great. The combat is excellent. It's a lot like what you might know from games like Destiny, but it's even more fast-paced. It's even more satisfying. And again, there's such huge variety. Each frame has its own combat style. There are various different types of melee weapons, different types of primary and secondary weapons. If you get bored with one type of combat, there's always something else to move on to. Oh yes, I named my pet Nezuko because back in the day I was a weeb. I still read manga sometimes, like Attack on Titan. I'll reread that every couple of years. I do not watch anime anymore though, don't worry guys. That was my wife and I both got into, Demon Slayer. Yeah, crazy movement, diverse combat. It can get kind of repetitive doing the same kinds of tile sets and everything over and over again. But if it does, you just switch out which frame or weapon you're using, and you have a whole new world to explore. Yeah, let's keep going. I was going to do 3 rounds. Come on. And with Nidus, I know I could, use the larva and everything, but I tend to just kind of wait till enemies are in a line, just spam virulence. The controls on PS5 are amazing too. That's another important part to mention here. It actually uses the touchpad on the controller, which is really rare. Hardly any games actually use the touchpad, but you can use that to control which ability you're using, which otherwise is pretty annoying, but they put something in there to fix that annoyance. Yeah, what I'm using here is the Ignis Wraith and the Cronin Prime. I don't really use my secondary weapon. I probably will when I get one I actually like. Yeah, I was a big Destiny player as well, but nothing about that game has really drawn me in recently. And so this has been good in terms of scratching that itch for some gunplay, but honestly the movement in Warframe is so much better than Destiny ever was. Oh, you can buy the fragments of the Rogue's Refuge house from guild traders? Really? I had no idea. That's surprising me. Can you get all of them that way? Probably pretty expensive at this point. Oh, you're shielded. He's hiding in a hole. The shield generator guy's hiding in a hole. That's not fair. We got a dropship. Can you destroy the actual dropship? I forget. All right. Yep, we'll do one more round. You've seen the pieces for the new house going for up to $1 million? Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just going to grind it if I want it. Yeah, really more than anything, I don't feel like Warframe is a good replacement of the Elder Scrolls Online, and I hope ESO sticks around for years and gets better as a result of the layoffs, but I do feel like they complement each other really well. Where Warframe doesn't have an open world for you to go explore, at least not really, ESO does. But where there's no vertical movement or fast-paced movement in ESO, you do have that in Warframe. So honestly, I feel like these are probably the only two games I'm really going to need, aside from Fortnite, which I basically just play these days to placate my wife and children. But in terms of content, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll eventually cover Fortnite too, but probably... I feel like I'll have a pretty good repertoire if I just combine a lot of, Warframe how-to guides with news and evergreen guides on ESO. I feel like I've really figured out a good balance here for my content creation career. The best of both worlds, so to speak. Another thing I really feel like is worth mentioning about Warframe is just how much it has improved over time and how much it continues to improve. And that again harkens back to the community responsiveness, how basically the game is run by the community. But also, they found ways to make Warframe fresh over the years. With visual refreshes to various frames and weapons. All right, we'll do one more round here. They're obviously focused on the longevity of the game and its future, which is definitely much appreciated. Where'd that drone go? Did we already get the drone? It took me a while to get used to the movement again in this game, and I'm still not quite there yet. But it's pretty complex, and you can do just so much vertical parkour and just fly around the map. And Nidus is not really a great frame for that. There's other frames where movement is much more of a focus. Speaking of which, I probably should go ahead and run some infestation here. Didn't even occur to me. I'm so focused on getting mutation stacks these days that I don't like using infestation at all. There's the drone. I was attacking somebody's dog. That dog did not deserve my hatred. You got to wave 12 already? Okay. All right, now I'm done. I'm out. Okay, fine. We'll do 15 waves. Sure. They made me do it. And then we're gonna be done here, and I'll do a little bit more commentary. Then that'll be the end of the stream. Yes, do expect some more frame content in the future. Well, I mean, if you only get here 2 hours into the stream, and I say there's gonna be a surprise, probably shouldn't be surprised. I did cover the new Thieves Guild. You're right. If this was a new Thieves Guild, that would be very surprising. I mean, it did say in the thumbnail and in the description. You had a surprise coming. All right, people, I'm officially out. These guys want to stay for all 15 waves. No, I'm out. All right. Not a bad haul. Okay. All right, so do expect some Warframe content in the future, but for all my ESO only people, do not worry. I am not going to push this out to you. That would actually be detrimental because YouTube determines how it's going to push content based on initial reaction. And if people just skip it or don't click on it, it won't do well. So for any Warframe guides I put out, I'm just going to not push them to subscribers. Focus on just search volume, but this does tie in with the website you guys keep hearing about that I'm still not quite ready to actually reveal. But the website is going to have content for all sorts of different games on it. And, you know, we're just getting started. That's kind of the overall synthesis here is as a content creator, I'm just getting started. I've been doing it for a while now, but I feel like the dawn of the Spopes empire is only just now beginning. So thanks for sticking around for something a little bit different. I'm going to finish recording here, and this will be made into a video here soon as well. ESO player tries Warframe for the first time in 5 years, something like that. Because I think I last time I actually played was in 2025. You gotta stay for 15 to get the free relic. You get a relic at 15. See, I didn't know that. So much I don't know. So much I still have to learn. But that's really, I mean, what's fun about this is there is so much to learn. I have so much further to go. But not only is that fun for me, but it provides just endless content opportunities. Things I can make content on that will probably be newer than what's out there and may actually be better. So we will just have to see. But yeah, that's probably going to finish up the stream here. Here's my knee. My delicious hairy knee. I mainly wanted to cover my reaction to the Thieves Guild, which, like I said in the video, it wasn't so bad in itself. It's worse in terms of what it means for the future of the game, and then provide my official announcement to both my community and the algorithm that there is Warframe content coming. The condensed version of this video is going to be pushed out to subscribers, the one I just recorded, but from then on, I'm just going to build a new subscriber base around Warframe, and eventually you guys will mix and mingle, and maybe I'll be a driving force in cross-pollination between the two games. Maybe I'll get people to come from Warframe and save ESO. We shall see. What's up, Select Start? You saying my name? Yeah. We're going to finish up. I'm going to finish up as always with the prayer. Thank you, Lord Christ, for the stream today, for everyone coming out. Thank you for your inspiration and discernment in determining what to do in reaction to the current ESO drama. Lord, please do bless ESO, help the studio thrive and recover and make better content than ever before. And Lord, do please be with me as I make this somewhat disquieting pivot into a new game. Help my community understand why I'm doing it. Help me build a new community. Lord, please do bless this new endeavor. Let it be successful. And Lord, yes, please do bless my community in all ways. Those who are here today, all my subscribers, all the viewers, etc. Bless them in all capacities in life. I give you all glory for the stream and for my channel. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. All right, guys, it's going to do it. I guess I'll just be left wondering in perpetuity what Select Start wanted to say. Thanks, Perk. Just an ominous chat message of Spopes with no follow-up. Scared. Yeah, thanks for being here for the whole thing, Perk. And I'm excited to play Warframe with you. And just, you know, keep grinding out this game and starting making content on it. It's going to be fun. All right. Yep. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you for being here for the stream. Thank you for everyone who stuck around even during the transition. So it wasn't a big stream in general, but I had quite a big portion of you stick around for Warframe, so I appreciate that. And for all the Warframe players out there who are excited about this, thanks for all your support. And for everyone with ESO, don't worry, I'm not abandoning that game. More Spopes channel. I mean, if you're saying I should make multiple channels, I already kind of considered and disregarded that option. I think it's better to take the Lucky Ghost model and just kind of get it all under one umbrella. But that's why it's so great that YouTube has the option of not pushing videos to subscribers, so it won't be killed prematurely. All right, yep. God bless you all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you guys soon with new ESO and Warframe content.